4 years ago, somebody asked me, Jasmine, what's wealth? Stopped me dead in my tracks because there was a time that I thought if I make $100,000, I have wealth. And then I thought, well, if I make $1 million, then I have wealth. And then I thought I make $10 million and then I have wealth. And let me tell you, with every comma and every zero, it changed because enough with a capital E didn't exist. So if it doesn't exist, can we have a real conversations around the pathway to profitability? Because I will tell you that the truest definition of wealth, as it was explained to me, was wellness of mind and spirit.
But who is ready for some star power? I am so thrilled to introduce our morning keynote. There is no one better to kick off the day. Can everyone give it up for Jasmine Star? Woo!
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And I am so sorry. I am so sorry. This is not the Texas welcome, the casual woo. This is Texas, and there's a line of hundreds of people outside, and you got in the room. So if you don't woo for that, I don't know what you could woo for. So let's try this the Create and Cultivate way. Good morning, Austin. Yes! Thank you. Thank you. I have to tell you that I, 10 years ago, walked in my first Create and Cultivate event. And I was so nervous because I am a 12 out of 10 introvert. And I just thought to myself, if I can get into the room, what can change? I am here to testify that a decade will blow your mind, even if you're kind of in the state I was. See, I was business-ish. 10 years ago, I felt like I had a business, question mark. And so, as Jacqueline invited me to come speak, I sent her a voice memo on Instagram, as one does. And I was like, tell me, who's in the room? Because I don't know if the person I am today can serve the person in the room. And she says, Jasmine, we are who we've always been. Entrepreneurs, creatives, and creators. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm about to slip on this stage. Caught up in the spirit of Texas. And so I want us to get on the same page. And I said, what questions are people asking? And she said, how can I improve my marketing? How can I grow my personal brand? How can I scale my business? What are the best ways to get sales? And I was like, you gave me all the 29 minutes to answer these life-changing questions? Let's go. I want to have this up. The big overarching view of this is the pathways to profitability. Can I get an amen? Thank you for those of you who went and grew up in church. My dad's a pastor in East Los Angeles. He does not go at church, but at church, you talk back. So here, I am not here as the greatest person of elocution. You're not here because I am part of a TED Talk. I'm having a conversation with boots on the ground. What is going on in business? How do we change our lives? How do we build a business that changes a legacy? How do we impact future generations of what it is that we do? And I have to tell you that 4 years ago, somebody asked me, Jasmine, what's wealth? Stopped me dead in my tracks because there was a time that I thought if I make $100,000, I have wealth. And then I thought, well, if I make $1 million, then I have wealth. And then I thought I make $10 million and then I have wealth. And let me tell you, with every comma and every zero, it changed because enough with a capital E didn't exist. So if it doesn't exist, can we have a real conversations around the pathway to profitability? Because I will tell you that the truest definition of wealth, as it was explained to me, was wellness of mind and spirit. Wellness of mind and spirit, which is why we see millionaires crying in Ferraris that they rented for Instagram. Okay, ooh, yes. Listen, I brought a bazooka to a knife fight. I want us to come here during South by so that we put all the pretense down and say, listen, we are on the ground and we are builders. And what builders do is we talk. And what builders do is we share. Because far be it from me that a woman who is building a 7-figure business and an 8-figure business, do you know that 0.7% of all businesses, 0.7% of 7-figure businesses are women run? Not even a full percent. And if you are Latina or Black, 0.3. So far be it from me to learn something and keep it on my own. My legacy is not what is in my bank account. My legacy is wellness of mind and spirit and who I share that with. So on that note, a little bit about me so you understand that people say, you talk fast. No, I listen slow. They're recording this. You can watch this in half speed. Okay. I am the daughter of an immigrant. My father and mother met in East Los Angeles, California. My father's from Mexico. My mother, yes, Latinas. Hey, I forgot. I'm not in Texas. I'm in Texas. Yes. Okay. So they meet in East Los Angeles. My mom's from Puerto Rico. So I'm Mexican. And all I know, we have one Boricua in the front. Okay, all I know is that my dad worked up to 4 jobs, one of the hardest working men. But when you don't have an education and you have 5 children to feed, that's a lot for any single person. So we were happily and thankfully the recipient of benevolence from people at our church. So our Christmas gifts were given to us. Sometimes even a little bit of cash was stuck in our mailbox. This is how I grew up. Very thankful, but also with my hands wide open. And so I thought to myself, how does one be able to give generously to those who do not have? I couldn't figure that out. The first time I ever went to Disneyland, my auntie, Tia Carmela, gifted my family tickets to Disneyland. She worked at the GM plant in Los Angeles, and she said her little brother was going to take his family to Disneyland. And I have to tell you, I walked through Main Street, and I thought to myself, this is where rich people go. First time in my life, I realized what I felt, the sights, the smells, the hope. Even though my parents said, we cannot get a churro, we cannot get a turkey stick, we cannot get a pretzel, because we have a cooler in the car with packed burritos and sandwiches. Yes, that's right, you know how we do. We'd walk out, pour one out for Mickey. We still here. And I have to tell you that that moment was the first time when I look back that I felt deep wealth. Wellness of mind and spirit, so that when I walk down Main Street, regardless of the number in the bank account, because we've been at 0, and even if we went back, wellness of mind and spirit. That is the foundation of what we're talking about today. I have to tell you that when I came to Create and Cultivate, I didn't know if I had the belief that I could actually build a business. I'm a first-generation college grad, first-generation law school dropout, first-generation Latina, first generation of my family to go on and do something. So I don't know if anybody here has never known a person who's ever started a business. That was me. In my mind, the highest you went up was from blue collar to dark blue collar. So all of a sudden, I was like, I can start a business? ? And so I had this deep found passion. I was like, I want to become a photographer. So what does a photographer have? They have a camera. Well, I didn't have one. I was like, I think this is a thing I want to be. And so against all odds, I decided to do the work that everybody in this room, I don't know you and I know you, are doing the work. I had a job and I would work before work, studying on the internet because I couldn't afford to buy my gear or buy classes. During my lunch break, I was reading everything I could on Google and YouTube, after work and on weekends. Does anybody here know that work life? Thank you. I know who I'm speaking to, and I'm here to testify that your good deed will always go noticed by people who won't even say the words to you. So let them doubt, let them question, and your success will silence them in the right time. My first year of business as a photographer, when I was renting CF cards, AKA memory cards, I was renting my camera lenses. I earned $100,000 in my business with a 0% marketing budget. And I did that by building a personal brand. But I leveraged the brand year over year. In 2010, I started creating content on my blog, and I was sharing what it is that I knew. Around 2012, people started asking me to go in and do that for their companies. I was like, I'm not sure if this is something that I want to do on behalf of others. And they said, we'll pay you to teach our marketing brand teams. I was like, how much do you have? That's how much I charge. So I didn't even know that this world existed. So I was like, okay, so there's a revenue stream coming in for photography. There's a revenue stream for being a content creator, but then there's a revenue stream for being a consultant when I stopped creating content for other people. And then all of a sudden, I started realizing that I wanted to do this at scale. So in 2016, I became a course creator. I'm sharing what I know with low-ticket items and resources. And then in 2017, I decided instead of doing courses, we're going to have something that's a little bit more consistent. So I start a membership. Now, I want to start off by saying I didn't have a camera, I wanted to become a photographer. I wanted to become a consultant when I didn't even know what consultants did. I wanted to create a course. I didn't know how to create a course. I wanted to create a membership. I had never created a membership, but I'm going to figure out how to make a membership because that's what we do to survive. But I have to tell you that in the course of doing all of these things, I wanted to change from survival to thriving, from survive to thrive. Can I get an amen? Amen. Okay, so then what happens as I'm creating multiple streams of revenue is that I decide to create, on the back of no tech founding, a SaaS offering with our own tech stack because we need to integrate with every social platform. Have I ever done that before? No, but when I looked back and I said, you didn't know what you were doing then, and I'm gonna stand in front of here and make it very clear, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I didn't actually mean that as a joke. I'm just being serious with y'all. I don't know what I am doing right now. And yet, we do. Anybody? Okay, see, I want us to be real, because if we can't be real in this room, where can we be real? Somebody had said on accident a message that I had somehow seen. And I know that I am not the only person who's seen this message. I know for certain there's at least one other person who's seen this message. And there's a message I wasn't supposed to see. She tries too hard. And ooh, that hurt. And then I thought to myself, where is the lie? I do try hard. I try very hard. I try harder than most people, which is why I have results that people don't have. This is not about me. Nobody came here to give me the polite golf clap. You clap because it's you. Do you have the courage to say, I will do what others won't do to get the results that other people don't have? Which is why when my husband and I decided to start a holding company in 2023, people had said, you done kind of crazy, but crazy is as crazy does. So I built pathways to wealth by building out a personal brand, and that is what I would like to talk to you about today. Seth Godin describes a brand as a set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that, taken together, account for a consumer's decision to choose one service over another. AKA, your brand is what somebody says about you when you're not in the room. So if we know that your name will be on their lips, what do we want them saying? We want them saying what? People stood outside in that line with these glorious, beautiful glasses with like tweezed petals in it. People stood outside in the cold. People stood outside to get their hair done by Bellamy. Did you talk to anybody? Did you open yourself up? Did you make small talk? Because the worst thing that you could say about your brand is nothing. I would rather have somebody say that I'm not for them, because then at least you have a distinct opinion. I am only here to do one of two things: attract you or repel you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. For those of you who are not bilingual, let me teach you a phrase today. A mí no importa. It don't matter. It don't matter. A mí no importa. I want to serve you, and if you don't like me, I'm okay with it. I need you to trust me. I need you to trust somebody who's maybe a little bit running the same race you are. So before we talk about building that personal brand, let's talk about the how. I want to explain why 98% of people won't even start. I'm going to tell you exactly how to build a personal brand, and we're going to leverage it on social media because it's free and in your pocket. And if it's for free, it's for me. Yes? Okay. So I am going to tell you that. But because I've been doing this long enough to know that if I just told you that, you're going to walk out of here like on a high, like, oh my God, I'm going to build my personal brand. And then by Tuesday, you're like, I'm going to build my personal brand. Okay. I'm going to tell you why you will get stuck so that you can jump over the hurdle when it comes. Comparison. There are 3 types of comparison that will stop you from doing the thing that you've been meant to do. There are 3 types of comparison that will keep you much smaller than you have ever been intended to be. Comparison number 1. It's a mindset comparison. Well, see, that works for them. That doesn't work for me. That works for Jasmine. That doesn't work for me. I'm too black. I'm too white. I'm too fluffy. I'm too skinny. I'm too dumb. I'm too smart. I'm too young. I'm too old. I am here to tell you that somebody needs to hear it from you. It could be said 1,001 times, but somebody needs to hear it from you. Somebody who is too black, too old, and too dumb needs to hear it from you. You too dumb, too old, too black. We need to hear it from other people who look, sound, and feel like us. Will you be that person for somebody to say, I see myself in them? Second type of comparison is emotion. Well, we won't wake up and say, well, I'm just not enough today. I hope you don't. But what happens is like there is a deep subconscious belief that it won't work. That your legal consulting, that your dentistry, that your course creation, that your membership, it's just not gonna work. And let me tell you, if that's the vibration you're radiating, you're right. If you would like to fight for your limitations, I will let you keep them. So, I want you to apply a new thought to a past experience or idea. I am sorry it didn't work out last time. I am sorry you don't have a relationship with your dad. I am sorry you were fired. I am sorry the bank didn't give you a loan. I am so sorry that the investors laughed you out of the room. I'm sorry. But let me tell you, there's a fact. You got laughed out of the room by investors. But then we apply a meaning on the fact. What does it mean? That you are dumb? That you are incapable? Or what does it mean? 1 down, 1 million to go. We gotta apply a new belief. We gotta apply a new fact. We gotta apply a new thought on that belief. Third thing that's going to keep you stuck and not getting to your personal brand and business is a tangible. I don't have what they have. I'm not vacationing in the Amalfi Coast. I'm not driving the Bentley. I don't have a size 19 waist, right? So we use tangible items as a success and barometer of what we can do. And I am here to tell you that there is somebody in the world who has less and is doing more. So if there is somebody who is doing less and having more, then we have no room whatsoever to say that we cannot do something. So now that we've called the beast for what it is, and we know what will stop us, it is only then that we say, comparison, not today. Comparison, mental, emotional, physical. Comparison, not today. Because once we do that, then we can start building our personal brand. So let's take a deep breath. The brain needs blood. When we hold our breath, it limits the amount of blood to our brain. I used to suffer deeply with anxiety, deeply. And all I've found to be the best cure above all, deep breaths of grounding. So thank you for humoring me by taking that deep breath, but I now want you to take a breath like you mean it, like you love this brain that is this machine that's inside of you saying, let's go. Let's change. You're intimidated. You're overwhelmed. This girl is talking so fast and you can't keep up and take notes. That's okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to count you down 3, 2, 1. We're going to take a deep breath in, and I want to vibrate this room and let the doubt out and let the ability in. Let the fear out and let the chances in. Let the fear, the ugliness, the doubt, the naysayers, and just say, in this moment, I am doing something I never thought I could do. So 3, 2, 1, inhale. Exhale. Yes. Your brand is not a website, a business card, a logo. Your brand is what you make somebody feel. I need you to hold on to this. This is the linchpin. Now we're getting into the teaching part. This is the linchpin. So if you're like, I feel kind of stuck, what should I be making people feel? 3 E's, just to get started. 3 E's. If what you put out online composes one or all 3 of these, educated, empowered, or entertained. Educated, empowered, or entertained. If you are doing this with your content, you're well on your way to building your personal brand. So before somebody ever decides to invest in your business on behalf of your personal brand, before they do that, they consume something. Before I went out to dinner, I consumed what? Reviews, Instagram, TikTok. Before I checked out my hotel, what did I do? I consumed reviews, Instagram, TikTok. So if we know that we're doing that as consumers, your consumers are doing that for you. So if we need to convince them our content is our calling card. So if we do that, and then they engage, because somebody who's looking is different than somebody who presses like, who leaves a comment. So if we know that when they engage, they're a higher lead, then what we must do? We know that if a brand is built on the thing that somebody feels, then our focus should be that content leads to consumption. Personal brand, feeling. Content, consumption. Hot lead, close the lead. This is it. That is the entirety of building a personal brand. But you're like, okay, Jasmine, I think I got it. Great, let's drill it down even more because your girl is special. I didn't learn how to read until I was 11. So I need frameworks to help me break this down. 4 frameworks. I'm going to break them down one by one, but here they are. Choose a content category. choose a content type, create a compelling caption, and then engage. This is the framework to building a personal brand. You will leverage your personal brand for every business that you build. Step one, we're gonna choose a content category. Now, as founder of Social Curator, what we do is we study businesses, and this is a DIY, do-it-yourself agency in your pocket. So we study the patterns of what people are doing, and we've studied what works really well on social media. Here is your cheat code. 4 steps to building a personal brand framework. Under step number 1, there are 7 types of content that we recommend for somebody just to get consistent. Now, let me tell you, if you are posting once or twice a day on your platforms and you have hundreds of thousands of followers, ignore me, this is not for you. But for somebody who's just like, I need to stay consistent, just tell me what to do, I will say, you forfeit the right to have an opinion about your marketing unless you have done it every single day for 90 days straight. If you miss a day, you start over again. People are like, oh my gosh, she's so hard. No, I love you. Stop playing small. You want to have an opinion that you're not getting the right amount of engagement over a month and you've posted 3 times. What do you expect? Ooh, I know people are looking at me like, Jacqueline, why did you bring her mirror? What happened? I'm literally just telling you, pick a category. Behind the scenes, you're like, nobody wants to see my cat in bed. Yes, they do. Nobody cares about my latte. What kind of mixer are you using? Do you want to know the number 1 question? You guys, I post content all the time. The number 1 question I get, what curling iron do you use? Oh, it's Hot Tools 1/4 inch. Okay, your why. There's too many people who do what you do. I hate to break it to you. There's a lot of content creators, there's a lot of dentists, there's a lot of lawyers, there's a lot of people. People are like, my industry's so saturated. Welcome to America, honey. Land of the free. Get working. Why are you building? Tell me, I wanna know. I wanna give you my money, but I'm gonna choose where my money goes. Personal insights. Nobody really cares about my opinion. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. People have opinions. If you want to get a lot of engagement, you're in Austin, and you say, which is the best taco truck? This one, this one. Oh, people have opinions. People have opinions. Nobody wants to hear my opinion. Yes, we do. We want to know if we like you a little bit more. Attract or repel. Encouragement. About me. The benefits of what it is you do. People are like, well, I sell t-shirts. What are the benefits? I mean, it's a shirt. No, it's not. No, it's not. The benefits are who you're employing. The benefits are you use a portion of that for charity. The benefits are female-owned business, black-owned business, brown-owned business. The benefits are what? Tell me why I should buy your shirt. Tell me why I should be wearing it. If you don't say it, they will never know. Lastly, to showcase your product or service, this is what everybody does so well. In fact, they do it too well. So they're just like, buy my thing. Here's my thing. Buy one. Black Friday, holidays, Mother's Day. Listen, we know about your thing, but it is NQVC. Ooh, step 2. Are we having fun yet? I know, don't worry. I'm tied up with a big bow and you're gonna feel all good and warm and fuzzy at the end. But listen, we gotta get it nice and tight. We just do. Step 2, choose a content type. So, all I want you to do, pick a category, then choose the type. Whatever platform you're on, it's going to be a mix. Photo, long form video, short form video, a carousel, live, or stories. Now, the Create Cultivate team has made it so easy for you to create a piece of content today in, I kid you not, less than 2 minutes. Here is the content you will create, and I'm going to encourage you to do it as a reel, because right now, reels are getting the most juice, and you could also repurpose it to TikTok, but anybody who's like TikTok forward, like, shh, don't say that. Hey, listen, we do what we can with what we have. Okay, so if you're going to do a reel, but if you're like, no, I don't do video, okay, fine, I'll let you do a carousel, but that's it. But the carousel's gotta be cute. I want you to get your phones. We have a Jalisco, Mexico drink back there. Record 1.5 seconds. Get here in the sign. Have somebody record you. 1.5 seconds. Go to the ink marketplace. 1.5 seconds. Go and get a shot of the skyline. 1.5 seconds. Get a little shot of this. Do a selfie. Okay, all of those are 1.5 seconds. You're gonna trim it down to about 1 second. You have 7 clips or 8 clips. That's a 7 to 8 second reel, and I want you to add a piece of copy on it that says what? I'm building my business. Oh, but nobody really cares about that, right? So what do we have to do? We have to show our people why they should care. I'm building my business to serve you better. Boom. Next clip with, what did you learn here? We show the copy for about 3 seconds, break up the copy for a second, show the copy for 3 seconds. Your reel is done at 7 seconds. Watch it blow your dang mind. There's too much good stuff here to not create content, yes? Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you a 7-day plan. We're coming off of the back of Create and Cultivate. Create and Cultivate, y'all could get at least 3 posts this week. I'm sorry, if you are not getting 3 posts this week, you ain't working hard enough. They're out here, people working. 3 posts, let's go. Caption category, behind the scenes. Behind the scenes of you working your business. You wanna do a reel? I already gave you the reel. I need, hold on. People say, why do you yell? I don't yell. I'm passionate. Tengo pasión. I want you to care. I want you to win. Let's go. There's too many people out here who want to win. If you're not one of them, ooh, I'm leaving you behind. Caption category, my why. Tell me why you do this thing. There's so much cute zhuzh in the ink marketplace. Get a little caption, get a little quote, get a little hand movement, make it a boomerang, make it a reel. Boom. You're welcome. A caption category, personal insights. Do a selfie. Bring in a couple people. Okay, 3 seconds. You got yourself a reel. I mean, I just like, you guys, the scrappy stuff, Instagram of 2018 is long and dead. We don't want the perfect. We don't want to see your toes in the sand, no matter how cute your pedicure is. We just don't. So it is the scrappy, real stuff that does best. Now we're moving on. Step 3, to create a compelling caption. Now people will say, oh, nobody reads the captions anymore. Well, maybe nobody's reading your captions because they ain't that strong. Oh, all right. I want you to have captions that blow people's minds. So let's get into it. The HIC formula. H is for a hook. I is for insights. And C is for a call to action. Number 1 question I get, but nobody responds to my caption. And then when I go into their Instagram, they're just like, oh, breakfast of champions, outfit of the day, Texas, big hair, closer to God. What? Talk back to me. Period. I know, baby, you're the holiest of us all right now. Okay, I will tell you, the reason why people aren't talking is because you're having a conversation with yourself. Okay, so let's break this down. Hook. Can I tell you a secret? Yes. Exactly. Click read more. Can you, I'm in Austin, where should I go out to eat? What are we doing? Driving engagement. Have you ever considered, are you a morning bird, night owl, whatever? Ask something to make me want to say, it's not just about you, it's about what your content brings to me. Because as we build our personal brand, we have to understand it is in the service of others. Our business is not for us. If you are not building a business that is highly successful, we have to ask ourselves, what value are we presenting to others that they put a measurement to? That's it. So, lastly, I insights. Hook, can I share a secret? Get 3 valuable things. I like the number 3, you can do 2 if you so choose. 3, share 3 things, because this is the very thing that will set you apart from your competition. Your perspective, the way they see the world, the way that you share product. I spoke with somebody who just left her HR job and she's talking about the future of work. Tell me, as a CEO and founder, do you know the future of work? No, I don't. Read more. 3 tips about things that I should really care about in 2025. And then we get to C, call to action. What do you want me to do? Do you agree? Yes, no. Options A, B, or C. So what happens is that the quality of the question will determine the quality of the answer. So if you don't have a lot of engagement and you say, what was your first childhood trauma? No. People will not respond more than 3 words for the first question that you ask. Okay, we're gonna keep it really simple. And then once we see people engaging, we are going to engage back. Every comment, to the best of your ability, should be responded to. Because if I walked into this room and I said, good morning, and she doesn't say anything back to me, I'm gonna stop saying good morning. So that's engagement. So to the best of our ability, which leads us to step 4. And this right here, friends, is the magic sauce. This is the hill that I die on. People will say, if I just had more customers, if I had more followers, my business would take off. If you are not converting your followers with 300 people, getting 3 million will not convert them. More of something that's broken is still broken. So if you want to know how to unbreak it, you talk to people. I can tell you right here, I respond to my DMs, not because I'm cute, special, because I'm super productive. Not because I have the secret code to building a CEO life. 0. Number 1, I freaking care. Number 2, R&D. Y'all give me R&D. You give me the words, give me the ideas. That is how we create our offers. Period, the end. That is how I know what investments are guiding me. Where is the need in the market? Who am I talking to? You want to grow a business? One-on-one, get scrappy, and care about people. Because engaging with your followers is going to be the most important part of building a personal brand and, dare I say, building your business. A lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people will abdicate it to their marketing teams. Great, got it, cool. But this is the hill that I say, this is everything. There is an injustice on trust in 2025. We don't trust anybody anymore. In fact, I believe in one-on-one connection so deeply that I sent an email to my newsletter list, and I said, hey, I want to serve you better. Can you fill out this survey? And there was a group of people who filled out the survey, and then I just decided to go in and create personal videos. 1 minute. Hey, Stephanie, I just want to say thank you for responding to that survey. It really means a lot. I want to make content for you. Hey, Jacqueline, I really want to say thank you for responding. I was making these videos without a script, just me showing up. And people said, is this AI? I was like, no, I did not just spend 2 hours sitting at these 1-minute videos. And I was like, oh, y'all don't trust. I respond to DMs, and they're like, hey, Jasmine's team, can you let her know? I'll pick up the memo. I mean, if I have makeup on, I might send a video. Hi, oh my gosh, it's me. I respond. We need to be the builders who say we know who we're serving. Why? Because we listen to you. If somebody walked into my store on Main Street, USA, and somebody said, oh, excuse me, can you help me with this? You think they're ever going to ask for help or buy? No. So how can we create personal connections in an online world? How? This is a cheat sheet. Your girl teaches simple because I am simple. My dad always raised me. Former USMC. I can't say former, actually, because he would say, once a jarhead, always a jarhead. Okay, Dad. Bulldogs, hoorah. Okay. He says you will find a reason for your success or an excuse why you don't have it. So we come here and we're talking about building a personal brand, and we come here about building a business, and we come here about personal engagement, and that's going to be the thing that really launches you into the next stratosphere. And then you say hi, how, and then we have reasons. Amazing. So in review, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 4-step framework to creating a personal brand. So we create paths to profitability that allow us to take our brand and pivot it with every business iteration so that we understand the commas and the zeros don't bring us wealth, but expand our mental clarity, our health, our soul. Because what I have realized through all of this, from that full circle moment, walking into my very first Create and Cultivate, and sitting in these white plastic pull-out chairs in Los Angeles on top of a rooftop at the Grove, where I felt so intimidated, and I am an LA girl through and through. I cut me open, I bleed Dodger blue. So why am I so intimidated walking into this space? Because I had a business? Question mark. And what I wish I would have told myself, God has given me the opportunity to say it today. What you have is enough. You got into the room. There were people who were turned away at the door, and you got in the room. So what will you do with this one precious, amazing business opportunity that other people were turned away from? And I am not just talking about Create and Cultivate. I am talking about the people who came before us. I am talking about my Puerto Rican grandmother who took 2 buses to get to work in a sweatshop while she sewed basketballs and she sewed bikinis that her kids would never buy or wear. I am able to be on this stage because of the 4 jobs that my father worked to put food on the table. I am on this job because the United States government paid for me to go to college. I'm on this stage because I had the courage to drop out of law school because I was like, my mom had brain cancer, and I looked at her when she was 50 and I was 25, and I had a prompt midlife crisis. And I just thought to myself, if I die when I'm 50, I don't want to die a lawyer. What is the crazy thing I want to do? And then all I knew was like, I want to become a photographer. And I didn't have a camera. And it's funny, right? Except when it's your life. And many of us want this thing, and we're letting the physical items stop us from what we've been called to do. So as you build your personal brand, please, friends, understand that what you have will never be enough. But who you are will always be. Because the woman, the man, and the person who brought you in this room when you had no idea you would ever be here in Austin in this moment. It's the woman, the man, and the person who will get you to where it is you want to go. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're clapping for yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.